An update on the wildfires burning on the western slope. Firefighters have started to gain ground on the Lee fire, now taking a step back. Yesterday morning, we reported that the fire was 6% contained. It's now 4%. The Lee fire has so far burned more than 120,000 acres or 188 square miles. Meanwhile, fire crews gained huge ground on the Elk fire. That fire has burned more than 14,000 acres or nearly 23 square miles and is 75% contained. Thanks to the Lee fire, kids in Garfield RE2 school district will be starting the school year a little bit later than they planned.
Yeah, that's right. Leaders were faced with some big challenges the night before students were supposed to head back to class. 90 reporter Shalima Maharaj joined us with all those details. Shalima, good morning.
Good morning. It is everything from internet and communication outages to that thick, pungent smoke itself. Now, school was supposed to start on Monday, but instead it will begin today. Now, the school district says the extra 2 days were absolutely necessary. They've been working to fix those issues and believe that they are at a place now where they can open the doors again to kickstart a brand new school year. Now, what's less clear, on the other hand, is just how many kids are going to be returning today. Air quality remains a major concern, and kids are among those most at risk. There is also the issue of evacuation orders. Now, Caitlin Wood is a science teacher at Coleridge High School, and she says she'll be in today, but she understands that it may not be the case for all of the people that she works with.
They're very close to us, especially those folks that are in Rifle. I know that we have staff that live up in Meeker that have been more directly impacted as well. So we're just, again, really thankful that people are being as safe as possible for themselves and their families. And I hope that all of the families in our community are able to say that same thing.
Have been changing a lot, so they're going to keep a very close eye on the situation. It all comes down to keeping staff and students safe, and they'll adjust their plans if needed. Now, they're simply grateful at this moment for the tireless efforts of all of those firefighters who have been out there. In studio, Shalima Maharaj, 9 News.
All right, thanks so much, Shalima. And yeah, indeed, in terms of those firefighting conditions, we had a little bit of good news yesterday and back on Monday as well. But today, it's going to be breezy and hotter with dry thunderstorms around tomorrow as well. So unfortunately, those firefighting conditions not as good for today and tomorrow. For your Friday, it will get a bit cooler with some needed storms up in the high country. Julesburg looking pretty nice. Look at that nice shot there from Julesburg in the northeastern corner on this Wednesday morning. A lot of 60s for us around the metro area, and temperatures mostly in the 50s, 60s across the eastern plains, 40s in the mountains. We're heading up to 97 in Denver today, but later this week, we'll get even hotter with those highs, perhaps flirting with 100. I'll show you when in my full forecast.
All right, Chris, thank you. Right now, Parker Police needs your help for information that they're looking for about potential victims of child sexual assault. Police arrested Juan Hernandez on multiple counts Fridays, including sexual assault on a child from a person in a position of trust. The 40-year-old was a coach at Fusion Soccer, Inc., doing business as Rapids Youth Soccer. And anyone who has information is asked to contact Parker Police. Their number is 303-805-6523.
Students are using an anonymous app more often to report safety concerns. The state says Safe2Tell got more than 31,000 tips during the school year last year. That's a 10% increase from the year before, and it's the most reports in the program's 20-year history. Safe2Tell was created after the Columbine shooting to encourage students to come forward with information about potential violence.
As the school season gets underway, CSP wants parents to remember that the first classroom your child enters each day is actually a school bus. Troopers are asking parents to set the tone early, teaching kids safe habits before that first ride of the year. That means waiting in a safe spot away from the street, boarding calmly, using the handrail, and staying seated during the trip. When getting off, kids should remove headphones, check for traffic, and cross only when it's safe. Troopers say if behavior is not okay in your car, it shouldn't be allowed on the bus.
Extreme heat is forcing Poudre School District to make some changes this week. The district says most of their schools will dismiss students 2 hours early tomorrow and Friday. The impacted schools are listed right there on your screen. Bus rides will still be available for students, but kids will be dropped off at their regular stop 2 hours earlier than normal.
As college students prepare to leave the nest, stepping into independence and leaving family behind can be pretty stressful, but parents can help set their children up for success. Medical experts say talk with your children about the risks of substance abuse and sexual health, as well as making sure they know their health history. If their past includes anxiety or depression or other mental health conditions, make sure there's a plan in place where they can get help if needed.
It's a new situation, there are new expectations. We might be in a new city where we don't know our resources. We might be away from our pediatrician for the first time and the doctor we've seen for potentially 18 straight years.
Also, if the child takes medications, make sure that they know how to get those prescriptions refilled and make sure they have contact information for a healthcare provider should they need one. And talk about the importance of taking care of basic health needs like their diets, exercise, and healthy sleeping habits.
It may be a little tougher this fall for parents who want to get their young children vaccinated against COVID-19. The CDC says the Food and Drug Administration might not renew authorization for Pfizer's vaccine that was made for children under 5 years old. Without FDA approval, healthy children under that age would have to get an off-label dose by a willing physician or pharmacist. Earlier this year, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said the CDC will no longer recommend the shots for healthy children or pregnant women.
President Trump is meeting virtually with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and several other European leaders today. Their conversation is a precursor to Trump's summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday. Significant obstacles stand in the way of a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. Zelensky wants security guarantees from allies, and he says otherwise Russia could attack again in the future. Another sticking point involves land. Zelensky says that handing over parts of eastern Ukraine could set the stage for another Russian invasion.